Donald Trump has asked Taylor Swift to not endorse Joe Biden.
Taylor Swift is really driving some people in the MAGA movement totally crazy.
Taylor Swift at this moment in time is more popular than everyone else combined. So it could have an impact.
If she's smart, she will stay non-political.
Trump apparently doesn't share his staff's concerns, claiming privately he's more popular than Swift.
Trump is like this big. Taylor Swift is like this big.
But have to say to Taylor Swift now that she's in politics. I'm sure Taylor Swift has nothing or doesn't know anything about her. Let's say that I like Taylor's music about 25% less now, okay? Thank you.
The former president claimed credit for the singer's financial success, saying that Trump is a fan of Kelce, even though Kelce is probably a liberal and does not like him.
In a whirlwind of headlines and speculation, the truth emerges about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's supposed vow to leave the U.S. if Trump clinches the 2024 presidency. As the dust settles, Kelce shifts focus back to the gridiron, rejoining football camp after standing by Swift through her electrifying Eras tour. Meanwhile, the pop culture universe erupts in laughter and awe as Weird Al Yankovic returns with Polkamania, featuring animated polka versions of celebrities including Kelce and Swift. Amid Swift's stratospheric fame, drastic privacy measures become necessary, ensuring their safety amidst relentless public attention. Watch on for the crazy new security detail. Chiefs coach Andy Reid sums it up perfectly. Swift and Kelce provide mutual escape from the whirlwind of their extraordinary lives. Let's jump right in. TAYVIS to leave U.S. if Trump wins? During the 2024 Republican National Convention, rumors swirled on social media claiming Taylor and Travis would bolt the country if Donald Trump clinched the 2024 presidential election. But hold up, there's no evidence the duo ever made such a bold statement. The gossip mill kicked off back in February, right after Kelce's Kansas City Chiefs snagged the Super Bowl with a game-winning touchdown in overtime.
Donald Trump has asked Taylor Swift to not endorse Joe Biden. Joe Biden, the worst and most corrupt president in our history of our country, and be disloyal to the man who made her so much money. The former president claimed credit for the singer's financial success, saying that Trump is a fan of Kelce, even though Kelce is probably a liberal and does not like him.
Some folks started seeing shadows where there were none, thinking there was some grand scheme at play. The real drama unfolded a few weeks into the 2024 NFL season, when Kelce and Swift went public with their romance. Suddenly, the already hyped Kansas City Chiefs found themselves under an even brighter spotlight. Sports pundits couldn't make heads or tails of the team's performance, especially after they dropped a few games they should have won in the final stretch of the season. But then came the playoffs, and the Chiefs caught fire, blazing their way into the Super Bowl, even besting teams that experts had pegged as stronger. That's when the conspiracy theories kicked into high gear. Whispers about the NFL being rigged, refs supposedly throwing games to ensure a Chiefs victory and thereby keeping Taylor's bow on top. Some pundits took it even further. Enter Vivek Ramaswamy, a former Republican Prez candidate who floated on X that after the Super Bowl win, Swift and Kelce would publicly throw their weight behind Joe Biden in the 2024 presidential race.
Have to say to Taylor Swift now that she's in politics. I'm sure Taylor Swift has nothing or doesn't know anything about her. And not Marsha Blackburn, especially. Let's say that I like Taylor's music about 25% less now, okay? Thank you.
When the Chiefs clawed back to snatch victory from the jaws of a dominant 49ers team in the Super Bowl, those who bought into the theories were sweating bullets. A post on X claiming Kelce and Swift had threatened to skip town if Trump won might have fed those fears. But here's the kicker. We dug deep and found zero credible sources backing up the supposed Swift-Kelce statement. Given how closely Swift and Kelce are watched by the media, any such declaration would have blown up from sports blogs to front-page news. So after scouring the media landscape, we're calling this one as clear as day, false.
Taylor Swift hasn't said a word about the upcoming presidential election, but she is very much at the center of it, about the impact she could have if she chose to.
Please don't believe everything Taylor Swift says. We're all begging you.
Taylor Swift is really driving some people in the MAGA movement totally crazy.
Serious crazy talk about Taylor Swift and Joe Biden going around right now. This is one of those things.
If she's smart, she will stay non-political.
Trump apparently doesn't share his staff's concerns, claiming privately he's more popular than Swift.
Trump is like this big. Taylor Swift is like this big.
But Taylor Swift, quite frankly, does not know that she is being utilized in a covert manner
to swing voters.
I do know that if she does make this decision, it's going to matter. Taylor Swift, at this moment in time, is more popular than everyone else combined, so it could have an impact.
Travis returns to football. After surprising her at her shows and rubbing elbows with Taylor, NFL star Travis Kelce is finally back in the grind for Kansas City Chiefs training camp. Fresh off his second consecutive Super Bowl win, the Chiefs tight end is all about gearing up for the new season, kicking off with a preseason showdown against the Jacksonville Jaguars on August 10th. Kelce and Swift's summer fling has lit up headlines, with paparazzi catching them at concerts and vacation hotspots. Despite their hectic schedules, insiders say their relationship is rock solid, both totally into each other. But Kelce isn't just swooning, he's been hustling too. Besides charming Swift, he's taken on gigs like hosting Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity and snagging a part in Ryan Murphy's spooky new series, Grotesquerie. Now, it's game face on as he dives back into football, eyeing that elusive third Super Bowl ring with his teammates. The NFL season's shaping up to be a roller coaster for Kelce, on the field and off. With Swift by his side and his sights set on gridiron glory, fans are pumped to see how this dynamic duo continues to handle the brutal spotlight while chasing their dreams hand in hand. Travis and Taylor as polka cartoons. Weird Al Yankovic is back in action with a fresh batch of polka-style covers called Polkamania. This new medley serves up 12 songs, each with its own animated twist featuring polka renditions of artists like Taylor Swift's Shake It Off. And guess what? Travis Kelce even makes a cameo appearance in cartoon form. You'll catch Taylor Swift's part starting at the 3:06 mark, but honestly, the whole video is a riot and worth a watch. It's wild to think just a year ago, Kelce hadn't even met Swift, and now here we are, gearing up for the 2024 training camp with a cartoon of them together. It's like something you'd get from those boardwalk caricature artists. It's surreal, but oddly fitting. While football folks might get a kick out of it, I'm curious to see how Swifties will react. Weird Al's crossed paths with some big names. Check out Weird, the Al Yankovic story for more on that. But Swift's fans are a force of nature. They're currently giving the Kansas City Chiefs grief over making Kelce bunk in a dorm room, so news of an animated version of their idol is bound to stir things up. Fame demands new privacy tactics. When Taylor kicked off her Eras Tour on March 17, 2023, her crew laid down some serious safety protocols tailored just for her. But as her star power shot into the stratosphere, managing her safety and her relationship with Travis Kelce took on a whole new level of intensity. No one's questioning the 34-year-old's talent. She's A-plus list for a reason, but the buzz around her and the NFL heartthrob has cranked up the scrutiny on her personal life. Taylor's been A-list for ages, but since hooking up with Travis, the frenzy around them makes it impossible for her to step out without a crowd, spilled an insider. To catch a breath of normalcy, Swift's turned into a master of disguise. She's always loved playing dress-up incognito, partly for kicks and partly to dodge the spotlight when she needs space. Now, it's more about safety, they added. Dealing with all the attention can get pretty overwhelming for Swift and Kelce, who find some of the hype kinda scary. Even her European tour security is on another level. One guard shadows her dance moves on stage, eyes glued on the crowd. Sure, it might seem over the top, but Swift's security team isn't taking chances. Even the Kansas City Chiefs are pitching in to support her crew. Wherever she goes, security's a major deal, said Chiefs honcho Clark Hunt. When she shows up at our games, we work closely with her team and visiting teams to make sure she's safe. She's got a top-notch security detail. Here's hoping Swift and Kelce get some breathing room beyond their front doors. They deserve a slice of normal life amidst the fame bubble. Let's trust Swifties give them that respect. Each other's great escape. The Kansas City Chiefs are at the center of the NFL universe for a bunch of reasons, mainly their insane success over the last 5 years or so. Patrick Mahomes gets a nod, but Travis Kelce might just be the league's most popular player. Kelce's not just a future Hall of Famer, but also steals the spotlight thanks to his high-profile romance with Taylor. Juggling fame like that while chasing championships isn't easy, but Kelce seems to have it down to an art. And his coach Andy Reid is all for what he and Swift have got going on. On the Scoop City podcast with Diana Rossini and Chase Daniel, Reid broke down why he's cool with the whole thing. "I think it's great for him," Reid said. "Matter of fact, I think he probably loves it to a point. I think there's a great escape for him. I said that about Taylor too. she can kind of escape having to be the show, and Travis can do that. When he goes to her concerts, she's the star and he can be hanging out there and be the support, the water boy. He can do that. The proof's in the pudding over the last year. Swift's been spotted at Chiefs games left and right, catching a breather from her own mega shows.
She's the star, and he can be hanging out there and be the support of the water boy. So he can handle it. It's not something that he hasn't been given that he can't handle. And he's an outgoing guy. I mean, he comes into a room, he's going to light the room up. And everybody's his best friend.
Kelce's returned the favor, showing up at Swift's concerts across the globe, and even getting special lyrics thrown in just for him. And now in the off-season, Kelce's balancing gym time with enjoying life outside the gridiron. Swift's been under the spotlight for ages, so she's used to the fame game. Kelce's been easing into it, and Reid thinks he's handling it like a champ. It depends on the people involved, I think, Reid said. She gets all that, and he's kind of grown into it. That podcast of theirs is ridiculous, so he's gotten a lot of notoriety for that. And he's an outgoing guy. I mean, when he comes into a room, he's going to light the room up. Everybody's his best friend. Until you prove him wrong, everybody's a friend. He can handle it. It's not something he hasn't proven that he can't handle.
Well, I think it's great for him. He can handle it. As a matter of fact, I think he probably loves it to a point.
We obviously all know he's managing so much, and there's been so much attention on him.
I think there's a great escape for him. I said that about Taylor, too. I mean, she comes to the game, she can kind of escape.
As July ticks by, Kelce's gearing up for Chiefs training camp at Missouri Western State University, where it's all about grueling practices, killer conditioning tests, and getting game ready. It's a good hike from Arrowhead Stadium, and Reid likes it that way. It gives the squad space to focus. And Kelce's no exception. Instead of sweating the details of his relationship, Reid's all in. He trusts the 34-year-old tight end will be locked and loaded for camp. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.